What if it was all perfect right now? Exactly the way it is right now. And I used to hear this, and I thought it was the biggest load of crap. How could things be perfect right now? I'm not at 17% body fat. I don't have a six-pack yet. I haven't amassed and received all the wealth and all the money, the millions of dollars I'm using for good to elevate humanity and our planet. I'm not at the point where I work my soul elevated life coaching practice full time. I don't live on the West Coast. I don't, all that. So how could it possibly be perfect right now? Like, that doesn't even seem like it makes any sense. And then I thought, okay, what if you zoomed like way out of your life, right? And you zoomed way out, and you looked at your life from like an aerial view. And I don't know how life would look from an aerial view, but imagine if you looked at your life as a whole, like a whole complete thing. You wouldn't go, hey, that part right there? That part where you were struggling, or that part where you made the epiphany, or that part that you had, like that part leading up to the part where you had the massive growth and expansion, the moments of enlightenment, that part right there, let's cut it out. Let's edit it out. It doesn't belong. Like, you would never say that. You would never look at your life as a whole, and when you zoom way out and like edit parts out of it and think it's not there for a purpose, it's not there for a reason, it's not there to serve you somehow on your journey, on your soul's path to your enlightenment. Like, you would never think that part was stupid. It should be cut out, it should be edited out. You would just simply realize that part there was there for a reason, and it served its purpose, and you had conversations around it, and it probably inspired you to do something. It taught you something. It helped you learn something about yourself. It helped you teach something to your kids that will in turn teach it to their kids. So it's something that passes on to your lineage way after you have left this human form and transcended on to a different realm, or reincarnate into your next life's journey, on your whole soul's journey. And so if that's the case, then what are we doing spending our time resisting the things that are right now? Instead of me resisting that I'm not at 17% body fat, I could simply realize that it's really important for me to know where I'm at so that I can progress on to where I'd like to be. But where I'm at right now is perfect. And then the work I do today will add up and compound, and over time I will get to my 17% body fat, or doing 10 push-ups or 10 pull-ups or 10 chin-ups, or running 7-minute mile, or whatever it is, whatever my physical aspirations are, building 2 clients this month, 2 clients next month, eventually getting to a full book of 10 clients, all of that. Like, why don't we focus on the things how perfect things are right now, and then embrace that we are on the journey and it's perfect. Like, it's part of the journey. It's part of the work to do. It's part of the learning process. It's part of, like I can resist how much my calligraphy sucks, or I can realize, like, this is where I'm at right now. And as I practice every single day, my calligraphy gets better, and eventually it will look as good as Ink Me This Kestrel Montez. And maybe it took her years to get there, and maybe it'll take me years to get there. But the important thing is, I'm not resisting the work and the thing there is to do right now so that I can be where I am later. But just because I'm not at that point yet doesn't mean that I resist the heck out of how things are right now. Like, does it make sense for you to, like, beat yourself up over the fact that you can't write any beautiful calligraphy? That's like the perfect analogy to our life about resisting how things are right now. Our body right now, our mindset right now, our money right now, our conditions right now, our job right now, our everything right now, versus it's whole, it's complete, it's perfect, it's magnificent, it's exactly the way it's supposed to be right now. It serves its purpose, it's part of the journey, it's part of our growth, it's part of our soul's expansion. And then what we choose to do with this day, what we choose to do going forward, what do we choose to do tomorrow is completely our choice. What conversations we have about our mindset about it, like how we choose to see it, how we choose to view it and think about it is totally perfect. Ugh. The joys of being a human in this human form, in this human reincarnation on this planet, in the best school ever for massive growth and expansion, so that we can truly grow as a human, as a soul. And sometimes we get frustrated. Sometimes we get caught up in the humanness of it all. And it's probably about time we zoom out and remember our divinity, who we truly are, and embrace it for a change, and realize that I'm okay with being okay right now. I really am. I'm really okay. And for a while I wasn't okay. I kept resisting the heck out of it until I did some work about it. I did some work around it. I processed it. I did some belief work around it. I journaled about it. I shared about it. I manifested around it. I talked to my coach about it, and I get it. I finally get it. So today I went to my natural medicine doctor, Dr. Lewis Cohen of the Nutritional Healing Center of Dallas, and I was like, yeah, I have all this phlegm, and I thought I could just tough it out. And recently I've cut sugar and carbs and junk out of my diet, so I know my inflammation is going down. So why do I feel crappier? Because I was feeling really good for a few days. And he goes, oh yeah, like there's this guy that does this retreat where if you go eat like really amazing food, nothing processed, and you go get some sun and you go swim in the natural body of water and stuff, like people start feeling really good for a few days, and then they hit a plateau and they start feeling really crappy. And then what happens when they start feeling really crappy is their body is actually detoxing, because your body's like, oh, there's not all this inflammation, this junk I'm dealing with. She like cleaned it up, so I actually have time to work on the thing there is to work on, which is, oh, you know, she had arsenic and lead in her fat cells. Since we're getting rid of some of the fat in the cells, or getting rid of the fat cells, or whatever, how that works, we might as well get rid of that junk too. She has lead and arsenic in her that she's been harboring for years, and I've been waiting for the perfect time to finally dump it out into the streets of her blood, but I've yet to do it because like I'm so busy trying to clean up all this inflammation she's causing from eating all this sugar and carbs and junk and whatever, that now I can actually get the chance to clean it out. And I thought it was so perfect that the timing is so synchronistic with me smashing my damn money blocks, and me being so weird about money, and being so weird about receiving money with ease, and being so weird about accepting payment of $1,000 per month for my coaching services, and finally seeing that I'm worthy. The product, the service I have to offer is worthy, if not more than $1,000 a month. It's a precious commodity, and I'm acting like all weird about it. And I had all this weird conversation about it. It was like I was holding on to that arsenic and that lead and thinking it was like good, and I was being really weird about it. And so finally I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. I got it out of my system. I'm accepting $1,000 per month for my coaching services, and there's only 5 slots left right now, you know, and that's okay. And, you know, with precious commodities and precious things, you find the right buyer, you find the right person who would like to pay for such a thing. Like, you're not expecting to move like precious inventory like left and right as if you're selling like cheaper stuff, right? Like cheaper stuff tends to have a high volume of sale, and the nice, wonderful, precious stuff like diamonds and stuff, like people pay for diamonds, but you don't expect to make a sale like you're not selling it like you're selling a book or something. Like, people carefully consider when they want to purchase a diamond. Just like when people want to invest into their soul elevated work, they give it careful consideration if they like to pay for this. $1,000 a month to invest in themselves to do their soul work, their soul elevated work. So it takes some time and it takes some consideration. And it was just something I was resisting the crap out of. It was something I wasn't okay with. It was if I was like denying this whole like business of being a part of this. I was like, oh, well, I just do stuff for free. I'm not into this business. I'm not into the business of selling this precious thing. I'm just giving it for free. And maybe I can hide the value of it by brushing some dirt on it and pretend they were like cubic zirconia or something like that, when I know it's a diamond. So why would you sell a diamond less than the price of a diamond? Why would you try to sell it and pass it off as cubic zirconia or something? Like that's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. And so the arsenic and the lead in my blood makes perfect sense with my warped mindset about money. So I'm done. I'm done playing that game. If you're done being ridiculous about ridiculous things, and you know that you're better than this, you're like hiding from something, you're dodging around something, you're not living your soul elevated life, you're not doing your soul purpose, you're not living the life that you came here to live, like, something is really off, and you're like, why am I being like this? Like, why am I being a lesser person than who I am? Why am I not being and living into my fully actualized self? Like, why? Like, what is the point of me coming here in this human form, in this reincarnation, with a soul purpose, and not living my soul purpose? Like, I said something to my client the other day, and I said, every day that you have on this planet is a gift. And you can choose to use that gift to be soul-centered and do your soul work and work towards your goals of living a truly soul-elevated life and focusing on your soul work. Or you can choose to have that day pass by and you not do any of that. And there's no judgment either way, because you have the power to create, you have the power of choice. You get to choose how your day goes. But I know, and you know, within your hearts of hearts and within the very depths of your soul, that at the end of the day, when you're doing that soul work, when you're doing that stuff that resonates with who you are and what you came here to do, is when you feel deeply fulfilled and when you feel profound happiness. You feel centered and aligned because you're doing the thing you came here to do. You're fulfilling your soul's and your life's purpose. Why do we do this to ourselves? So, if you don't even know where to start, you don't even know where to begin, or you do, and you're not having very much luck or very much momentum, and you could use some help, some assistance, some guidance, some mentorship, some enlightenment, some powerful tools, some shifts, some areas of transformation opportunities, then that's where I come in. That's what I do for a living as a life coach, and we will get there. We can do a free session together. We'll talk it out, and you can see if I'm for you and if you're for me, and then get ready. Get ready to transform. Get ready to have massive shifts. Get ready to live a truly soul-elevated, deeply meaningful, infinitely powerful, incredibly, remarkably fulfilling life, because you're doing the thing you came here to do. And what was the other thing I was going to share? I forget. I'll share it tomorrow. But let's see, what should I send you right now? Sending you love, light, and action-spurring enlightenment. Here's you living a soul-elevated life, and I'll see you tomorrow.